Greetings, chosen ones, peace and blessings to you all. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I hope you're out there being more than conquerors, doing great things out in your community, for your friends, for your family, all for the glory of God. So today I'm going to talk about how we are engaged in a war, a spiritual war, and how as believers we are given spiritual protection, spiritual weapons, spiritual armor, and why it's important that we acknowledge that and use them. So let's get into it. So we're living in a time now where the children of disobedience, the tares, are declaring themselves openly. Now, Satanism has always been a thing, but now it's being pushed firmly front and center into the awareness of the general population. It's being normalized. They're declaring themselves openly. And it's also an open declaration of war to anyone who has the eyes to see. An open declaration of war on God and God's children. So it's being normalized, it's being pushed into the mainstream. And a lot of the normies out there who are in agreement with the world, they're okay with it. In fact, a lot of them think it's great. So there's a big divide going on, you know. There's going to be only two sides. The separation of the wheat and the tares. Now, this is no surprise to those who already have the eyes to see, you know, people that subscribe to my channel. But I'm going to be going through a few pictures just to kind of highlight where we're at, how Satanism is going mainstream, is being pushed into the mainstream. So we're going to go to this one, and this is the Gotthard Base Tunnel opening ceremony, which was nothing more than a satanic ritual in plain sight, you know, out in the open, again, declaring themselves openly, showing you what it's all about, what they're all about. And many in the world are okay with that. So we'll move on. So this year in Brazil, there was a parade, a blatantly satanic parade. Now look at the numbers in attendance here, right? Look at the vast numbers, and there's nothing to see here for these people. They just perceive it as okay, completely okay. They're in agreement with that. Now this tells you what kind of dark hearts exist in the general population these days. They are quite open and receptive to a satanic new world order beast system. They're perfectly okay with that. They're perfectly okay with a satanic system. So, you know, not only is it being normalized, it is accepted as normal by the majority of people. And yeah, it is the majority of people. Here's another example. This is another thing that's being pushed, the after-school Satan Club, right? So we can see that, you know, there's something taking place in this world. You know, we're under a demonic invasion, right? Demons are infiltrating this world at a record rate, and they're using a lot of the bodies of the lost as hosts. And here's the thing, the Bible has always told us that we live in a satanic system. We're in a world system under the authority of the devil. But now it's becoming obvious for all eyes to see. So let's move on to another example. Now recently, a few years ago, there was this that came to light, this satanic ritual taking place at CERN, which is, as we're told, it's all about the science, logic, right? But here they are performing a satanic ritual. Now, they tried to downplay this after it came out, but they're putting it out there deliberately. They want people to know. They want the masses to know and see what it's all about, because they're saying, well, we're telling you. So if you're okay with that, you're in agreement. So this is the thing, rituals, satanic rituals are going on constantly. Now, a lot of these that I've shown you, these examples, they are mainly for show. They're mainly an open declaration to the public. But you've got to know that satanic rituals, the real warfare rituals, are going on constantly behind the scenes. The chosen ones are being attacked spiritually, constantly. Warfare is being waged on them. Now, there are many out there who say, they're awake to all of what's going on. They see it all. They see the Satanism. They see it all going on. But yet they still don't really take the spiritual aspect seriously. They know Satanists are running the world. They know that there's a lot of evil taking place. But when it comes to the real spiritual dimension of this, they're not taking it seriously at all. And here's the thing, Satanists are taking it very seriously. Very, very seriously. That's why they're running the world right now as well. Because those that claim to be against Satanism don't really take any of it seriously in a spiritual sense. They claim to be truthers, but a lot of them will come from an atheist perspective. They will say, well, all that Jesus stuff, it's just a fairy story. Oh, but look at all the Satanism going on. Oh, isn't it terrible? Oh, they're doing this, they're doing that. But still, they don't really want to accept the truth and the real spiritual solution, and really don't want to submit themselves to God's authority, power, and protection. And that's probably the crux of it. They don't want to make the adjustments required to fight back against this, and not only fight back, to defeat this. We've got to know that and understand that satanic rituals, spiritual warfare, is being waged against the believers, the saints, chosen, and the general population on a regular basis. And in terms of the general population, the aim is to soften them up, to open them up, to integrate them into the satanic hive mind in order that they become more hosts for demons. You got to remember that as far as pushing their plans and agendas goes, they couldn't do it without the agreement and cooperation of the masses. And if you're not counteracting these attacks, if you're not staying under the protection of Christ, then really you're an open target. So this is what I really want to stress to people is, start taking this stuff seriously. I'm part of truth communities and stuff like that, and I'm in groups online, and they talk about Satanism and isn't it terrible? But they don't really want a real solution, or they think they're going to fight it by, protesting, something like that. Now, don't get me wrong, you absolutely should voice your opposition to evil agendas, should stand up and resist evil. But you're dealing with something that has a spiritual root. And unless you tackle it from the root, you are forever fighting the symptom and not the cause. So the Bible's clear, resist the devil and he will flee from you. So we resist on a physical level, but it's also important we resist on the spiritual level. How many are doing that? Now, there are many believers who will quote the book of Matthew and say that you shouldn't resist an evil person. And they'll use that as an excuse to do nothing. Now, really, what Jesus is saying in that passage is, be mindful you don't become the very thing you are resisting or fighting against. You know, vengeance and justice are two very different things. But really, I'm getting a bit off topic, and I want to get back to the fact that we have to be aware of the spiritual realm, and that it's in the spirit that we can fight this, and it's in the spirit that we are effective. So this is what I want to stress, you know, stay prayed up, stay under the blood of Christ, you know. Jesus Christ has given us all the weapons and all the protection we need. We've just got to pick it up and use it. And many don't. Many won't. They think they can fight the spiritual in the natural, in the physical. And they can't. So here's a verse from Ephesians chapter 6, verses 10 through 13. Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. Put on the whole armour of God, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness in this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Wherefore take unto you the whole armour of God, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all, to stand. So this is it. This is what we have to remember and take seriously. You know, the weapons of our warfare are not carnal. They're not physical. They're spiritual. They're mighty through God to the tearing down of strongholds. We fight with spiritual weapons. Spiritual weapons are prayer and scripture. We access the power of God through prayer. We strengthen our spirit through study of scripture, study of the word. So this is what we need to do. Just as the Satanists take it very seriously, we need to take it very seriously. You know, when we are covered by the blood of the Lamb, the blood of Christ, when we put on that armour, when we use those spiritual weapons and wear that spiritual armour, all those attacks from the enemy, from the Satanists, all those attacks from the demonic realm cannot hurt us. The despair, the doubt, the lies, and other physical attacks cannot penetrate. Through Christ we have power and authority over all the works of the devil. So that's really what I want to stress to people, you know. That's what I want to stress to believers. And those that don't believe. They believe in all the Satanism going on in the world, but they don't believe in the power of God, the power of Christ. They don't believe in the power of the blood of Christ. And this is what we need to do. So I just want to put it out there. I just want to stress that, you know, we have spiritual weapons. We have spiritual armour. So dress for success, put on the whole armour of God every day and pray. Use the power of prayer. And no weapon formed against you shall prosper. Okay, so I think I'll leave it there. So I hope this video has been useful to you today. Please consider subscribing to this channel if you haven't already done so. Please leave me a like, share this video with anyone you think would benefit from seeing it. Do leave me any comments below. And I'll see you again on the next video. Bye.